So hello everyone, this is lecture 15 for electricity and magnetism. In the last lecture we have studied the multipole expansion, in which we studied how to approximate the electric field or the electrostatic potential at a large distance from a unsymmetrical charge distribution using the multipole expansion. Means we approximated the electric field and the electrostatic potential. So today we will study the image problem. So what is image problem? In this problem we assume some equivalent situation from one situation and then we solve. So let's see what is the equivalent thing. So let's say we have some conducting infinite seat, okay, and this is grounded. So the potential on the seat must be 0 and there is some charge q here. So see how to equivalent this situation to a different situation. So if I assume a negative charge, means just replace this infinite seat by a dot line and there is minus q charge here and there is no seat now. Okay, now this is your condition. So I means here the potential must be 0 at the infinite seat. Now see the potential due to these two charges at this point where z equal to 0 and this infinite seat is lying in the xy plane. So due to these two charges the potential must be 0 at this line in the xy plane. Why? Because this is lying in the perpendicular direction and you remember this is something like dipole and we have in dipole the cos theta term there and in theta is 90 here. So this must be 0 due to these dipoles. So see, first condition is satisfied, that the potential must be 0 in the xy plane and due to these two charges also we are getting the potential in the 0. Now second is that at a very large distance the potential must tends to 0 and due to these two also potential at the large distance it will tends to 0. So we can replace this situation by this situation. So this is the equivalence of this. So now this will be more easy to solve for the problems for us. So that's why we call it as an image problem. Means here we assume the image charges. So if it is at the d distance, it will be at the minus d distance here. So now let's see what kind of question can we frame from here. So it is asked to us, find potential Vx by z in a region z greater than 0. So we need to find potential in the region which is lying the above the xy plane, means z is greater than 0. So we need to find the potential here. So how can we find? Now this is equivalent to this. So let's find the potential due to these two charges. So that will be simply potential due to q and potential due to minus q. And distance is r plus from here and r minus from here. So potential formula we already know, that is and v equal to 0 at z equal to 0 and these are the conditions. This equivalent problem satisfied, that v tends to 0 when this is greater than d. So let's see now the potential. So potential is simply due to plus q charge and the minus q charge. So q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught and this is the distance between the plus q charge and this, because these are x y z and minus this x minus 0 will give x square, y minus 0 y square and z minus d square. So this will be r plus square, means r plus distance and this is minus q divided by r minus distance. So this is the r minus distance. So this is the simply formula q by 4 pi epsilon naught r for the potential we used. So this is the total potential and this will be the similar thing, means that potential given by this thing will be the same whatever the potential will be due to the infinite seat, because this is the equivalent problem to this. Now this is your potential and if they ask that find the charge density on the seat, so you know if the potential is already known, then you can find the charge density also. We already know this formula, that is epsilon naught minus epsilon naught del v by del z at z equal to 0. So just differentiate this complete equation with respect to z and put z equal to 0 after that. So this epsilon will cancel out and the differentiation you can do, it will simply go minus 1 upon 2 and minus 1 upon 2, minus 1 into minus 1 will give you minus 3 by 2. Then use the chain rule, it will give you 2z minus d and here it will give you 2z plus d. Now write z equal to 0 here, so it will be this means sigma will be came out to be minus qt by 2 pi x square plus y square plus d square 3 by 2. So this is your charge density. Now see, if we consider this, now we need to find the total charge. Now what if they ask me that to find the charge on the seat, that how can you find? It's just the sigma multiply the total area element, means integrate for the complete area. So now this we can write in the cylindrical symmetry, as we know this seat can go to infinite and this is z axis, so we can take it in the cylindrical symmetry. Then x square plus y square can be written as r square, so it will be r square plus d square and limit will be z is constant, so area element will be nothing but r dr d phi, where r is going from 0 to infinity and phi is going from 0 to 2 pi. So total charge will be sigma dA and area element will be this. These are your limits, 0 to infinity, 0 to 2 pi. So now integrate this Means this d phi will give you 2 pi, so 2 pi will cancel out. Now the integrating, how to integrate? Just to put r square plus d square as t square, and just use the substitution method, and that will give you 2r dr equal to 2t dt. So r dr will equal to t dt, and it will be t cube only. So that's how you can solve, and just in the last substitute the value of t, you will get minus q. So total charge will be minus q. So see, this is the same thing as we assume, but this charge is at this distance. Only then this situation will give you the same thing, and the total charge on the sheet is nothing but minus q. Now there is the second question. It is asked that force experienced by the charge q. So what is the force experienced by this charge q? So the equivalent situation is this. So force on this minus q, is plus q, is nothing but simply force due to this. So use the Coulomb's law. Q square divided by 4 pi epsilon r square, and r is nothing but 2d. Distance is 2d between them, and force direction will be on this is in the minus z cap direction, because this is negative charge, so it will be in negative direction. So first magnitude will be this, and direction will be minus z cap, so it will give you this. Now this is a very easy thing for us now, because we draw this equivalent situation, and now we have the single discrete charges, so we can solve them easily. The third, it is asked that work done in placing q at 0 0 d. So what is the work done required to place this charge here? Okay, so see this situation. So what will the work done required to put this charge here? So it is nothing but, we will calculate the work done. So work done is nothing but placing this charge from infinity to d, f dot dl, and f we already calculated this. And now you are moving your charge in the z direction only, so it is infinity to d. So we'll take this, dl will be dz, and it is infinity to d. Just integrate this, it will give you q square by 4 pi epsilon naught 4d. So after putting the limit, this will be your potential. Sorry, potential not, it is work done required to place this charge at this point. Okay, so you can calculate this easily. Now see, if you find the electrostatic energy of this complete system, that will be q square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught and this distance. So this will be your total electrostatic energy, and see, this work done is half of this. So what is the meaning of this? See, here it is half of this, because here we are placing this charge at the half, means the work done is only required for this half distance. Means in the real situation we don't have nothing, we have nothing lower than this infinite sheet. So that's why the work done is only against this half region, not this complete region. That's why here we will get the work done, half of work done required here. Okay, so electrostatic energy here is double of work done required here. So you must remember this point. So wherever you need to find the work done in the image problem, you will just use this formula, f dot dl. This will give you the right result. So let's see some more question. So you have infinite sheet, and there is two charges minus 2q and q here, and it is again grounded, so v will be 0, and it is in xy plane. So you need to again find the force on the plus q charge. So how can you find the force on the plus q charge? Again, you can just make the equivalent situation. In minus 2q you will have plus 2q, and plus q you have minus q. So this is the equivalent situation. Again you will have potential 0 at the z equal to 0. And now this is a simply Coulomb's law you can use to find the force on the plus q simply. On this plus q charge, force due to minus 2q will be in this direction, and because of plus 2q it will be in this direction, and minus q it will be in this direction. So just find the magnitudes and take the difference, because all are in the same, in the 1d one direction, so you can just take them, negative for them and plus for them, and net force will be given by this. So we find that force due to minus 2q and minus q will be greater than this f plus 2q. So this minus this will give you net force in the minus z cap direction. This will be your force. So this is a simple calculation you can do. So let's see one more thing. This time two semi-infinite grounded conducting sheets as shown in the figure. So two infinite grounded sheets are given, and there is this q charge placed, and we need to find the force on this q charge due to these sheets. So again, now you can make a equivalent situation. How? You need to assume there will be three image charges this time, minus q, plus q, minus q. So why it is? Because only this situation now can give you the same situation as this. Why? Because of this, it is again a something like dipole. So at the theta equal to 90, the potential will be 0 at this axis, and again this is minus q plus q, this is a dipole, so potential on this axis will be 0. So that's what we need, the potential will be 0 at these points. So that's why this is the equivalent situation of this. Now you can find the force on plus q, because this is a simple again situation. Force due to this will be in this direction, force due to this will be in this direction, force due to this will be in this direction. So find the equivalent of this, it will be in this direction, this are two opposites, so net force will be given by these two. by the difference. So that's how you can calculate simply. Now see, there can be other theta also between these two sheets. So there is a general formula. So if there is any charge q which is symmetrically placed, okay, now this is theta angle, divide 360 by theta, and if you get the even number, only then you can constitute this image charges. So if this is even number, then whatever n you will get, just n minus 1 will be your number of image charges you required. Just like here you have theta equal to 90, so divided you will get 4, so 4 minus 1 is 3, so 3 image charges are required. Same if you have 45, it will give you 8, and 8 minus 1 will give you 7, so 7 image charges you will require. So this is the general formula you must remember, and this is valid only for if n is even. So that's it for today. In the next lecture we'll see some sphere also, and that is also grounded, and how to draw the equivalents of that. So we'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you everyone.